Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. It is finally here, hashtag Made in Australia Day, big reveal day of everybody's makes. I'm so excited to bring it to you. So today is January the 26th, 2025, and I have been so excited gathering everybody's makes together and listening to, reading everybody's stories, why they love Australia so much and what conjures up images of Australia for them. Now, I do have a little blurb that I'm going to read out to you, which is basically, what Australia Day, what happens on Australia Day, and then I'll tell you my picture in my head of Australia Day as well. So basically, Australia Day is celebrated today, as we said, January the 26th, and all Australians come together all around, whether they be in their homes, in their backyards, on the beaches. There are big community events put on by the councils and other local groups. Now, we come together to reflect, respect, and celebrate with our community. It's all about where we've come from, where we are as a nation, and how we've evolved over time. Now, we look at our history, understand, acknowledge, and reconcile with our past. So that is something that, some of you may think about when you, think of Australia as well, because many of you live in countries that have a similar history, or, you think, well, we're not, just one community here. And that is what is amazing, that we celebrate, in essence, all of us. So we are one people, in essence, the whole world, I believe. But here in Australia, we are very, very blessed because we live in a very multicultural country. So very quickly, my family migrated here over 60 years ago. So I'm first generation, my children are second, and my grandchildren will be third. Steve's family migrated here over 80 years ago. So my family is my family is Greek background. Both my parents came here from Greece very, very young, and they met, married, and created a family and a life for themselves. Steve's parents came out about 80 years ago. They landed in rural Australia and Queensland. They lived in the banana plantations. Then they started to raise their families and moved into the city. So Steve is a Queenslander, in fact, and I'm from Sydney. Oh, these, times where we have so much family around to visit, it is amazing. So over the years, we've become even more multicultural. My one and only nephew, so I only have one nephew, he is half Tongan, half Greek. My daughter-in-law is Lebanese. My nephew's girlfriend is Chinese and Scottish. So where I'm going with this is when someone asks me, what are you? Like, Litsa, what are you? And I say, I beg your pardon, and then I answer, I'm Australian with Greek background, because all of us that come from migrant families have held on to our cultures and traditions, and we've amalgamated them into this big pot of Australians, and I just love living here. So that is a little background on the people that you will find in Australia if you're not familiar with who we are at all. And I just think that that is wonderful. We celebrate each other, which is great. Now, the other thing that I always think about Australia, and I'm so happy to live here, is because I've been, over the years, I hear my parents talking about how this is the lucky country. Australia has been known to be that for a long time. And, you can imagine how vast, how big our country is. Those of you that know anything about the geography of our country, it is humongous. So from the beaches all the way to the deserts, we have the rainforests and the mountains. There is so much to enjoy and see. Is it any wonder that when tourists arrive here after a very long journey, a very long flight, they just don't want to leave? So everyone is welcome to come and visit anytime you wish, and please stay if you like us that much. So that is what the inspirations were for this cow. So I'm going to mention my wonderful collaborators, the YouTube channels that I hope you will go and visit as well today, because I certainly am, to go and see what they've all been up to. Everyone has made something of their own, and I'm sure that they will be showcasing and celebrating all of their Yarny Friends makes as well. So myself, obviously, and then we have Lee at Skein Spider, Jill at Gum Leaf Crochet and Yarn, Jenny at In My Spare Time Crochet, and Judy at Judy Witch Piece Craft And I will have all of these YouTubers linked down below. But I'm sure you're very familiar with them. I'll be very surprised if you're not already hanging out with them. So I thought about what I was going to make for Australia Day. Now, some of you might be able to see here on the side that I have my jar of Vegemite, because a lot of people think of Australia and connect it to Vegemite. And I think that most people that live overseas don't know that the best way to eat your Vegemite is not with a spoon, guys. Don't get sucked in by all those celebrities that do that just for the laughs. You just need your bread, and then you put a thin spread of butter or margarine, whatever your preferred spread is, and then a thin layer spread of your Vegemite. And this stuff is delicious. It is what my dad used to refer to as a sandwich made of steak. Like if we went over and he said, "Darling, you want a steak sandwich?" He meant a Vegemite sandwich. So it's very, very good for you. And also that's when you can use a teaspoon or a tablespoon if you're cooking with it to make your stock. Now over here, you might also see that with my coffee, my morning coffee, I do have a Lamington, guys. Now these are very much associated to Australia Day as well, or being Australian, and we definitely love our Lamingtons in this family. But my mind traveled to the culture that I grew up in, the beach culture. We love the water here in Australia, swimming pools in backyards, beaches that we travel to near and far. And now we have a jacuzzi in the backyard, so it's all about the water. So as you can see here, we even have ornaments for our Christmas tree. I have them everywhere here. You buy them and you can hang them on your tree, and you can celebrate Australia all year round. I should have brought my Santa out. He's actually dressed in his beach gear pretty much. So in my mind, as I said, because I've always been surrounded by, the beach, the love of the beach. My dad is actually from an island in Greece. I didn't mention that Steve's dad's from Cyprus and his mum's a Greek Romanian. So we have a big mix in our family. So going back to my inspiration for my make, because, I'm so excited. I just can't contain myself. So I went to the beach. So my mind thought, well, at this age, I think that a beach wrap, but let's be real, at any age, a beach wrap is always nice. So I made a beach wrap. Now, I will show you it, and then I'll show you the materials that I used. Now, this turned out just as a simple design, and I can't actually wear it for you, maybe at the end, because I'm surrounded by props. So here it is here, guys. Now, let me show you up close. I think it's beautiful. So it's basically, well, it's done sideways, the panels. So let me just bring it to you sideways, and you can see that it is very, very simple. 2 rows. So one row is a cross double crochet, a treble. So that's US terminology, cross double crochets, treble crochets, and 1 row of double crochets. And I just build it up. So there's one panel in the back here. This is beautiful cotton, yarn. I've never used this before. So let me try to find it because it's upside down. Okay, so it's one big panel at the back. So all I did was basically chain the length that I wanted it. So here it is here, guys. So that's the panel in the back. So it's one big rectangle. So I chained the length that I wanted it and started working sideways until I got to the width of that I needed it. Now it's bigger than myself because it does drape a little bit, because I wanted a little bit of a sleeve and for it to be a little bit, loose around my body. You can make a tie for it, which I haven't done, but you certainly can. And you can also sew it up the front, the 2 panels that I've got in the front, so you create like a V-neck, or even, all the way to the top and square it off. So there are many ways to make this, but there's 2 panels. These 2 panels are made for the front. And then I simply sewed the shoulders where I wanted them, left like an armhole, and then continue to sew down the bottom halfway and left a little split. So this is actually really, really nice on it. It is a great cover up. As I said, you can actually sew it up the front if you wish to and make a different, different neckline. I did actually sew it up halfway and it didn't look too bad, but I thought it'd be easier to be able to put it on and take it off the way I've got it. So I did make this gorgeous beach wrap, or, you know, poolside wrap, or whatever, you want to call it. So it is a wrap. Now I did use 8 balls of this Nubu 100% lyocell yarn. And it is a beautiful yarn. Like, look at that. It did take a lot of yarn, but it is a very big piece. Now, each and every ball here is 100% lyocell, and they are, I think, 85 gram balls. That's why you use quite a few. And the color that I used, I think it's denim or something like that. Let's find out what it's called. Yes, denim. Now, it does recommend that you use a 5.5 millimeter hook, but I use 6 millimeter hook. And this is what it looks like, guys, when it's in the ball band. And this yarn is super soft, super slippery, but super splitty. So let me show you one of the ends. So I used this is all that was left from 8 balls. And I do have another color here that I could probably team up with this and make something a bit different. But this yarn, I have to tell you, it is super, super splitty, because as you can see the ends there, it's made up with all of these strands of yarn. It's about 8 of them, and they're just twisted together, very loosely twisted together, so they really do come undone very easily. I did find that it was very enjoyable to use this yarn, other than the fact that when you sew it in, you have to be very careful with your ends. You have to leave quite a long end because you don't want it to unravel. But the other thing that surprised me about this yarn is how heavy it is at the end. I thought that it would behave more like a cotton or a bamboo blend, because cotton is heavy, but bamboo, I'm not sure. Anyway, it did surprise me, the weight of it, but in saying that, it's still a beautiful garment. Definitely going to be wearing it. I'm very excited, to jump into the jacuzzi with it, because, when I do the walk down, I don't want the neighbours to, get a little bit of a shock. So that was my make, but I didn't stop there, because I had to have matching thongs. Thongs here in Australia are what go on our feet, just so you know. So I just got a pair of thongs just from Kmart for like $1.50, and I just decorated them a little bit with some of the yarn, so I can look matchy and very stylish by the pool or the jacuzzi or at the beach. Now, in the past, I have made them using beads as well. This is cotton yarn here though, and also just in the plain color. So if you want to adorn your thongs, it's a very quick and easy project. And I think that, you do look a little bit more stylish by the waterside. So that was my make, guys. Now, I do have photos to show you of Coco wearing her Australia Day hat. This was January 2023. So there's a photo of myself and her, and one of Steve and her, because we do like to, go out, get all corny on Australia Day, bring out our Australia Day serviettes. We've even got a ball here that we throw around while we're obviously barbecuing and have friends over and having a drink and a laugh. So, Steve always wears his singlet top. Sometimes I put one on too. But that hat goes around on everybody. So Coco is actually wearing it as well. So I thought that I'd pop in a couple of photos to show you before I showcase all of your makes. So that's it, guys. We're up to your makes now. I think I've got 12 or 13 or 14 or 15 entries here. I haven't counted them all, but let's go through them all. And we've actually got a song to go with one of them. So stay tuned, literally, pardon the pun. So our very, very first make, and that's how these are, in order of how they arrived in my email inbox. So Cassandra from Craftably Ever After created a new pattern for her favourite Australian animal, which is the koala. We all love the koala, right? So she actually made up a new pattern for this. He is so super cute, and my ball's rolling away, and all dressed up and ready to celebrate Australia Day. So thank you so much, Cassandra, for joining in our cow. I can't believe you made a whole pattern for it. That is so cool. And then our friend Alley Cat, she created a snuggler rag doll. The body is based on pardon how I say this, N-U-S-S-E, Noose-Duke, D-U-K-K-E-L-E-N-E, from a Facebook page, and the head is modified from a Hobie pattern to fit the body. Again, he is super adorable, and I love the purple, of course. Now, our friend Raylene says that she lives across the road from the beach. Oh my gosh, how amazing is that? And she used the colors inspired by the sand and the water for her bag. And then she also made a scarf, and the colors are from her family's favorite AFL team, the Sydney Swans. So thank you so much, Raylene, for sending in your makes. Wow, living across the beach, that must be amazing. Now, our friend Marsha from Mimi Makes Keepsakes, she made a kangaroo lovey from Mama Made Minis. It was on her crochet to-do list, and she said that this was the perfect opportunity to make it. Now, the pattern is Mama, Kith, and Kim Kangaroo, and it's a paid-for pattern on Etsy, or if you have the book, it's in there as well. Now, the yarn that Marsha used is Bernat blanket yarn, and a 7mm, 8mm, and a 9mm hook. I absolutely love that. This is just so sweet. I love the little pocket. If you notice that there's a little pocket where the little Joey sits in, absolutely love that. So thank you so much, Marsha, for joining in our cow. Now, Shirley sent us her diamond painting, and we have a before and an after photo of them. So Shirley's inspiration was Australia's gorgeous beaches. I think, a lot of people are inspired and, by our beautiful beaches. Shirley says she loves the ocean, and she says it's so majestic and calming. And I have to say, Shirley, that your diamond painting reflects that. So thank you so much for joining in with us for our cow. And now our friend Josephine, she said that she made this cute kookaburra because she likes the name. I think that is gorgeous. Now, Josephine's older sister reminded her that they used to sing the kookaburra song when they were in preschool. So I've got a 1-minute version of this song, guys, and I'm going to play it for you because no one should miss out on this song. And we used to actually sing it in the round. And I wonder if all of my Australian friends who are maybe my age group especially, if you remember doing this at school, because I certainly do. So here we go. You ready?
Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, gay your life must be. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, eating all the gumdrops he can see. Stop, kookaburra, stop. Kookaburra, save some gums for me.
That is so cute, right, guys? So I just thought that I would pop that in there in case any of you weren't familiar with the Kookaburra song, and now you know all about it. So that was a great memory for me too. Thank you, Josephine, for sharing your love for the Kookaburra. Our neighbour actually makes kookaburra feed. It looks like crushed up jerky. So if any of you know beef jerky, and he mushes it all up. And the kookaburras in the park come to visit us every afternoon because they're right next door, and we see them eating, and we can actually hear them laughing. It's actually amazing. Now, Thea has been very, very busy. She has 4 projects in total. So she was just so inspired, guys. So the first project is a baby blanket using vintage yarn. I love that. So the yarn that Thea used for the gold is Gold Rhapsody Wash and Wear by Sadar. It is a 4-ply yarn, 55% nylon, and 45% acrylic. And the green embassy, and the green color is 5-ply crepe yarn, 60% wool, 40% nylon, shrink resistant. And Thea tells us that both these yarns were made in Australia. Now, zoom, like when I have the second photo, you'll see, try to spot in the bottom corner the kangaroo motif. The tutorial is by Kerry's Crochet on YouTube, and the yarn that Thea uses is 100% acrylic, 8 ply from her stash. Now she used the colors that we all think of, like the little poncho that our koala is wearing here, the green and gold. Like you might know it from our Olympic team. They usually wear green and gold. That little blanket is very, very pretty. Thank you, Thea, for sending that in. Now, Thea's second project is a hexicadi. She said that the idea came to her at 2:30 in the AM one morning, and she just had to make a First Nations flag inspired a hexicadi using the colors red, yellow, and black. It's absolutely gorgeous. And now Thea's third project is a little koala donut from the Donut Buddies book. Very, very cute. We seem to have quite a few koalas in our makes for this cow. And then project number 4 is a cute little, oh my God, he's so cute, this little budgie made using her knitting machine. So thank you so much, Thea, for sending in all your projects for our cow. Now, Deborah from Make It Do Farm, her inspiration was the Australian outback. Deborah made a scarf using NACO, N-A-K-O, ombre number 20807 is the color. It's 75% acrylic and 25% wool. Your scarf is stunning, and I love how you've captured our outback in that scarf. The colors, amazing. It's just stunning. Thank you so much, Deborah. And now our friend Diane, she made 2 squares designed by Repeat Crafter Me. She made a darling little koala square and a little lamb square. Now, Diane does tell us that one of her favourite Australian TV shows is McLeod's Daughters. So the little lamb or sheep reminds her of Australia. Now, the yarn that Diane used is from her stash, and she used a 5mm clover hook. She did say that she will be making more squares and putting them together into a blanket for her darling 4-year-old granddaughter. She will absolutely love that. And I'm so excited that part of Australia will be in there. I can't wait to see your completed blanket. Now, our friend Nat, now she's actually traveling all around Australia. She's living the dream, guys. Now, she made a bag. I absolutely love this bag, by the way, and I can't choose my favorite little motif. I tried to. I zoomed in on all of them, but they're all gorgeous. Nat does tell us that this bag needs to be blocked. Now, there's 9 solid granny squares using Bella Baby Tadpole yarn, and the Bella Baby Tadpole yarn, the colors represent our beautiful oceans, and there are 9 solid granny squares using the Bella Baby Grace yarn, and those colors represent our landscape. I love that. And there are 9 little sea creature appliques. Just found the patterns on YouTube, and Nat used Flinders cotton to make the little appliques. And she said that she used Jill's way to put in the liner. So our friend Jill from Gumleaf Crochet, she used that for the liner. So that is super awesome. Thank you so much, Nat, for sending that in to us. Now, our friend Anne-Marie made this super sweet summertime flower. I have to say, she has the happiest little face. She brings me so much joy. So I just love her. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie, for sending her in to us. And then our friend Janda, known as Gumbo Girl 13. Maybe you've seen her in the comments. I certainly have. So Janda got in the nick of time, she said, because she actually had a little bit, of family issues to attend to, but you made it. Made it for Made in Australia. I love that. I know, I'm full of puns, right, guys? So she says, Janda, I confused you with Gina. I take all that back, guys. You know I'm not going to edit it. So Janda, known as Gumbo Girl 13 on YouTube, she made, wow, this is amazing. She made the Eastern brown snake, and when I first saw it, I actually thought that it was real. So her snake to me looked like a real snake. So, oh my goodness, I just can't believe the amazing job you've done with it. So Janda said she likes to highlight the importance of snakes in our world. She says they have a pretty bad rap, she reckons. And now the Eastern brown snakes are the second most venomous snakes in the world. you see them a lot on farms. I remember we had a property out at near Warragamba Dam, and they were everywhere in the fields, but you just kept away from them, guys. And this is what Janda says. She says that they are not aggressive and only attack when threatened. I guess that's, that's natural in the nature and in human nature too, I guess. Now the pattern is from Knotting, Knotting, and Hook Crochet on YouTube. So thank you so much, Janda, for sending in your brown snake. He is amazing. Now our friend Gina made it in the nick of time for our Made in Australia Cal, because she had a little, family situation, which is all good. Now, this is so awesome. So this is a tapestry crochet of a tree kangaroo. So what Gina did, and I've never done this, I wonder how many of you have, used this tool to create your pattern. She took a photo and put it in Stitch Fiddle, and then she got the pattern that she, the grid, I guess, it must be like a graph, and she created this awesome tree kangaroo. Now Gina used yarn from her Christmas gifts, including acrylic, linen, merino, cotton. She said some fluffy stuff, mohair, and angora. Wow, that thing must feel amazing when you rub your hands over it. And I love this bit, guys. Gina said she named her kangaroo Litsa. Oh, that is so cute. So thank you so much, each and every one of you, for taking the time to send in your makes and to actually put in your mind to make something for our hashtag Made in Australia Day Cal 2025. Now, I want to thank my collaborating friends. It's been amazing. I cannot wait to see what you've all made. I do know that some of you have already been showcasing it along the way. Jill actually has tutorials for what she's made. I can't wait for you to see what Jenny has made, and Lee's will be an absolute surprise because I have no idea. So I am so looking forward to tuning in and seeing everybody's videos, because they'll also have other yarny friends that have sent in their makes. So please make sure you go and hang out with each and every one of them as well. Go and see what they've been up to. Now we're going to get the barbecue fired up. Yes, I do have a very corny barbecue ornament here for the tree. We're going to fire that up, get together with family and friends for a few hours, and then I'm going to relax with all those videos later tonight. So thank you so much, each and every one of you, for hanging out with us today. Each and every one of you for supporting this, Cal of ours. It has been so much fun. I don't know if we're going to repeat it next year, but if we do, you will certainly be invited to join along. And once again, happy Australia Day to all of those that are celebrating today. And thank you to everyone that wished us the same. And until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.